the Guru?
The Bal Bharti. He is very young and he is right now at the Kumbh Mela at the Haridwar. His age is nearly like a 12-year-old, but by the born,
12 years.
yes, from the born he deserved to be taken this place.
And who was before him?
Before him there was Jit Bharti. His guru was Jit Bharti.
But Mr. said Naga-baba. What?
Yeah, in very beginning, first was founded by Naga-baba.
First Naga-baba. उस पहले दिगंबर था। दिगंबर नागे-बाबा ने अपने पैर दोनों लगाए।
Is this
जैसलमेर की स्थापना से पहले।
ना ये नागे-बाबा से पहले कौन था?
नागे-बाबा से पहले दिगंबर था। बारे पड़े बात चुतर दो।
यार ये खाली मैं जोयो ही हूँ। ये बच्चे को जल्दी हो गए।
ये सच्ची बात है। दिगंबर तो नागे ने ऑलरेडी दिगंबर जी की।
You mentioned Digambara, isn't it Jain?
No, it is somebody from
जैसलमेर बसंत से पहले।
कितने ही थे कम करना कितने ही थे कम करना तरुण जैसी
it is somebody from Jain religion.
This is Jain.
This is not a Jain place, but there was somebody from Jain religion whom we call Digambaras, and they are also called by Jati, and he was the one who who spent his time here. So his place is also, because he left his body also here. So just outside this place there is one small place.
How old?
Sacred.
How old is this place?
This is older than Jaisalmer.
And who started?
Naga-baba.
Naga-baba
Yes.
started.
In beginning it was a Naga-baba, and then there was many others. For many years we did not know who was here because we don't have a record. But then again somebody came and made again this place more conscious.
So this was monastery and people were living like monks here? Even before then Jaisalmer
Before
city?
then Jaisalmer. There is such a story which are told that they were that much powerful in a way with a supernatural power that when they were sitting on their gadi, means their seat, and once there was told to his disciple that whatever the money you need for the development, you don't have to look under the gadi, but you just put your hand under it and take as much as you want. And by the curiosity of the disciple, he could not hold and trust. He was curious that what is there, what kind of a magic is there. So he opened this place, and since then the development of this place was stopped. But this whole place...
Did he found some money?
There was some sources. Nobody never knows from what source the money was coming. But then when he opened it, then the mystery was opened. Then it is stopped. It was blocked.
865 में समाधि ली नहीं
865 साल हुआ समाधि ली ले
क्या नाम
मतलब जैसलमेर पहले समाधि ली
नागे-बाबा years before Jaisalmer
400 years before
it was
Jaisalmer.
established.
Was it some other city or there was nothing, just only this?
No, only this place, because the old capital of Jaisalmer, it was 18 kilometers far from here in Lodrawa.
या मगरो तो ये मगरे माते नागे-बाबा तो मगरे माते किलो बनाया.
How many monks are living now here?
Now only one. This little baby is here. That's the photo of his guru who have left his body, and then the present the guru is the little boy.
This little boy is now present guru. Who is this in the corner?
This is the same. Please watch out.
Oh, sorry. So there is only one person who is maintaining.
From time to time. These are the photos.
But you are coming. Somebody is coming. You were singing now here. What is this?
These are the people who are devoted to this place. They come here. This is the first after the Naga-baba, we found him that he was the one who was here, and then it was Bharti Maharaj who was his disciples, then it was Ugji Maharaj who was his disciples, then it was Jeet Bharti who was his disciples, and then this is little boy in the presence who is a disciple of him.
But where from little boy? How he started?
By the born, his parents, they were not able to have a child, although they was getting pregnancy, but the child was not being survived. So then after being tired and not finding any solutions, this man have came here to the Guru and said, I have such a problems, I don't know what happens, my child do not live, so if you can help me for this. Then it was promised that you will have child, but one child you have to surrender to this place. Then from the father it was promised that if I will have a child, then one child will be given to this place. So this child was decided before he was born to become a monk of this place.
Okay, thank you. So they were singing devotional songs of Kabir or some other.
Yeah, Kabir, Redash.
But this is nothing anymore connected to Jain religion?
No, it has nothing to do with the Jain. It has nothing to do with the religions. It is called Dasnami Akhada, means the sannyas from Dasnami Akhada, from Nagas.
But this is some supernatural power on the beginning, you said.
Yeah.
This person could manifest.
Yeah.
Like that somebody after that had also developed.
Yes.
So they were living here, people who were like siddhas with supernatural family. And when last one
the one who became a siddhas?
Yeah.
The last one who was become a siddha, it was nearly 150 years ago.
Thank you. So approximately how old is this place? You said 400?
1200 year old.
1200. Coming just every day here.
He is coming every day here.
And otherwise he is making good.
He is the very famous in Jaisalmer for making kachori and samosa. And people has to become in a queue to get his stuff what he makes.
Oh, very nice.
And then he finished by 1 o'clock, and after that taking a lunch and meeting his children, he comes to here every day and sing a devotional songs, and then by this time in 5 o'clock he goes back to his home to prepare for the next day.
What is your name?
Fatehchan.
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 Sacred room where monk who is living here.
Not living, he practice meditations, and there is a fire pit, sacred fire pit, where he sits and do the meditations.
This is this 12
in this room,
12-year-old.
1200 year old, not 12. The boy, yes.
Yeah, boys. And he is worshipping whom?
To his gurus. And through the gurus, he is worshipping to the God.
Okay.
So first he will worship to his gurus, who will help him and guide him to his spirit towards to the God.
Okay.
Example you can see here. This is the paintings of Devpuri Maharaj. Devpuri Maharaj.
Yeah.
In Dasnami Akhada there are Giri, Puri, Bharti, and Aranya, Sagar, Saraswati. Almost there are 10 different kind of names. So this is Puri actually. But once who possess this place, or one who owns this place, It's called Bharti Akhada. This is Bharti, not Puri's place. This is Bharti's place.
But who is Puri then?
Puri was the guru of Bharti.
I see. And he was living somewhere else.
Yeah, he was actually sent here to live by Puri. By Puri.
That has something to do with Puri in India, this Puri city down or in Bengal.
To the South India.
Yeah. No, south, in Orissa.
In Odisha, yeah.
Puri.
I think so.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there is one in the corner that is called Ugji Maharaj. In the time when the Bharti Maharaj, he was a monk here and he became a Siddha, and the Ugji Maharaj from one village nearby Jaisalmer, he was searching for his camels which were lost in the desert, and looking for the camel, by that he reached to this place, and that time he was hungry and thirsty and it was very hot. So in search of the water he come to this place, and he was very tired and very sad because for many days he was looking for his camels and he did not found. And then finally he was very upset and very tired. So when he came to this place, then he was welcomed by the monks, Bharti Maharaj, and told him to relax and take a water and food and take some rest. And then the problem was asked that what are you in search for? Then he said that I am searching my camels, and I have been searching all over around and I have not found yet, and I don't know how can I go back to my homes without finding my camels, and what I will tell to my parents. So he was having a kind of a fear and worry. Then the Bharti Maharaj, he just told him that don't worry, first you relax, have some food, and you will find your camel. Then it was kind of a shocking and joking at the same times, that I have been searching all the places and you are telling that I will find my camel. Where I will find my camel? As an age of the child, it kind of a curiosity and also spontaneous expression was being expressed by this little boy. Then by Bharti Maharaj it was told that you just go behind the hills and your camels are eating some grass and some trees there, you will find them there. And then this child did not believe that, because he just been looking there, which the point was shown by the Bharti Maharaj, and he did not believe that there are camels, and he said yes, there is a camel. So when he go there, and the camels was really there and they were eating the grass and trees, and by that it was shocked that how he come to know that my camels are there, although he did not go nowhere, and I have been searching and I have been exactly to the place where there was no camel at all. So this actually changed his whole life, that what is miracles he has or magic he has, that he can know and he can see something. By that, when he decided from inside that now he do not feel no more longer to go back to his home, and he was sitting here and he was more curious. But then by Bharti Maharaj it was told to him, okay, now you have found camels and now your parents must be waiting there, so why are you staying here? Now you go. Whatever you were searching, you have found it, so no more longer you need to remain here. But then it was told by Ugji Maharaj that please, you show me and you become my guru. I want to be your disciple. I do not feel like to go back to my homes. He said, no, you should go back to your home, because your parents must be worried and everybody must be looking for you. When Ugji Maharaj forcefully by Bharti Maharaj sent to his home, but he was not happy to be there. So everybody in the home and family in the village, everybody realized that something has happened to this boy, and he do not enjoy to be no more longer in the family, like as he was enjoying before. Something was being detached. And then they realized, the whole family realized that now it is a time to get him married so he can forget and he can be again into the family life. But as he realized that he no more longer wants to get married and he was already engaged, so what he did, he go to the after when the Ugji Maharaj is coming back, then the mother of Ugji Maharaj, she was not happy that her son become a monk. So she is coming here and begging for an help to.
Oh no, this story how he was engaged and the girl gave him permission to go. Can you please just...
Okay, so he's when he go back to his village with his camel, by the time he realized that no more longer he wanted to get marriage, and he could see that everybody in the family, they all plan to get him married as soon as possible so that he can forget about this place and becoming a sadhu or monk, and he can settle in a homely life, in a wedding life. But then he realized this, so what he did, he go to the girl family and meet to the girl to whom he was engaged and touches the feet of the girls and ask for a permission that she was like his mother and he wanted to become a monk, and it was given a permission from the girl that okay, you are allowed, you are permitted by me and blessed by me that you can do whatever makes you happy. By that he was coming back to this place, and then it was a great story in the society that even though they wanted they were engaged and they wanted forcefully to get marriage, but they were not allowed to do it because it was permitted from the girl to become a sadhu. So they could not get them married together. And then he came here, but his mother, she was not so happy about this happening. So she is begging for the help from the monk that please somehow if you can convince him not to become a monk, and if she was able to take him back to his home. But he said, I am not the one who have asked him to come here. If it is his freedom to come here, and it is his freedom whatever he wants to do, so let him do. But then there was one thing has been asked by his mother, that please, while I am alive, you do not give him an orange cloth. Because I will not feel good if my son become a monk with the orange cloth. So then it was given a promise from the son to the mother that I am taking an oath of the orange cloth, that till I will be alive, even if you pass away, I will never take an orange cloth. I will remain always in the normal white clothes. So whole his life he remained in the white cloth. Normally this place, anybody who takes the seat of this place has to become followed some rituals of the Naga-babas, and they have to wear the orange cloth. But only him, he was allowed to be without orange cloth and whole his life. But then when he left his body and when he was given a samadhi, so during that time there was an orange cloth which was given by the people. The next person who have become, who was his disciple, he taken the place, and the one who is now on the place, he is actually reincarnation of the one who was in the white cloth.
Oh, so this one who was not married, who had permission to come here. But does this boy who is now in success line, does he has orange clothes? Or
he is from by born. He has orange cloth, and now especially
how by born? By being born? Yes, because born he was appointed here.
Yeah, for only up to the age of something like 5 or 6, he was with his parents. Then you can see in this photo, he is an age of something like 5 and 6. He was brought by his parents to his guru who has given him, and he is blessing him. Then when he left the body few years ago, his guru, the boy was nearly in the age of 8 or 9, 8 year old. He was very young, and now he is something like 12 or something, 13.
This is Maharaj who remained in
Ugji Maharaj, one who remained whole his life in a white cloth. He was a very calm, and he was a great saint, and it was recognized by some people that he was in a very high spiritual levels, but he never showed up.
Even if he had powers, he never showed them up. These are real sadhus.
Event by Ugji Maharaj to his disciple Jit Bharti, it was told to serve to some devotees who came to visit, and then the Jit Bharti was not followed the instruction of his guru, and he was told to somebody else doing for the same thing, to serve. Then when the Ugji Maharaj come to know, from his mouth the words came out, "Are you a lame? Oh, your hands are become a lame, that you are not able to serve. Why you are telling to somebody else?" By that saying, his hands become kind of a lame.
This Bharti Maharaj.
Jit Bharti.
And forever?
Not forever, but his hands were, because it was not told by that much power also, so it affected only that much, as much, it was said.
That moment.
Yeah.
So, but it was shown that Ugji Maharaj had a supernatural power.
Yeah.
हर दिल में मूरत मान बना मन मंदिर आलीशान, हर दिल में मूरत मान बना मन मंदिर आलीशान। तूने राजा रंग बनाए, तूने बेसुध राज बिठाए, तेरी लीला बड़ी मान बना मन मंदिर आलीशान। तेरी लीला पूजन को भगवान बना मन मंदिर आलीशान। झूठे सभी माया मूरख इसमें क्यों भरमाया, कछु जीवन का कल्याण बना मन मंदिर आलीशान। कर कछु जीवन का कल्याण बना मन मंदिर आलीशान। खेलो नगर मजार, खेलो नगर मजार, ले कोई सवदोर, ले लगे सवदोर। जन्म लियो दार, भूमि करोड़ उदार, ले कोई सवदोर, लगे सवदोर। राम जी ना देवरा, राम जी ने बड़ा, राम जी ना देवरा। हाथ हने एक पर्या मुदन का एकदम कंप्लीट छोड़ी से प्रकाश ठीक है।
Why they are smoking this? Is this some spiritual practice? Or is this part of spiritual ritual? Or just enjoying?
Actually, it is part of rituals, spiritual rituals. they are taking this in a remembrance of the Sadguru. They believe that through this they are more deeper connected to the Sadgurus in a remembrance. Forget about outer world.
So it influences consciousness?
Yeah, it influences consciousness. No.
Is this some way of intoxication?
Sorry?
Is this like some intoxication?
Yes.
What is it? You said ganja?
It's a ganja.
Okay.
Father of Bal Bharti and discussing about the story of how Bal Bharti have become a monk of this monastery. His father have said that he was having 4 daughters, and then there was another boy, another son who was 15-year-old and died for no reason. And then there was another death again in the family, the girl, 9-year-old. This happening of the death has caused the mother to become mad, and she could not handle it herself. It was nearly for 1 year. Whole family was harassed and in a trouble, big tensions. Then they were having a land near to the canal, so the husbands decide to take her to away from the village in the nature, in the forest where there is agricultural lands, to change and to make her forget about her past. So meanwhile in this process she was forgotten most of it, and she was covering herself, and then again she got pregnant. She became pregnant, and then she went to village, back to the village to give birth to the child, and the boy was born in family. And from the day of born, this boy was remaining sick, and it was like he dies now or soon or later, like every moment was passing by, but it was like seeming that the death is still holding on the child. And then the mother, she start to feel a worry, and again she start to become little bit in the same situation as she was before, because she did not wanted, she have suffered before, so she was afraid of suffering again. Due to this, there was also another nurse in the same village, and she was also having a small boy who was also badly suffering from some sickness, and both of these childs were suffering. So both of the child's mothers, they meet each others and they decide to bring the child to this monastery. Well, while they reach here, the mother of Bal Bharti, when she reached here, and there was that time the monk, his name was Jit Bharti, who was here. He was sitting in the kitchen, and he see that 2 women are coming. The mother of Bal Bharti did not stop. She go directly to the place of the Gadi where the monks he sit, the main place, and put the child on the Gadi. And she come back after leaving the child on the Gadi. She come back and touches the feet of the monk, and the monk asked the Jit Bharti, he asked to the woman, where is your child you left? And she replied that the child is on, I have left him on a Gadi, and now I have to come to worship you. They say, this is something you have not done right, because leaving a child on the Gadi, it's like you have already given a child to this place. And now still if you want to take, so instead of a child you can put the coconut and take your child back. And she say, no, it's too much and I have been suffering a lot before. And she expressed that I do not want to suffer again, and 2 childs already have burned my stomach inside, and I don't want again same happening. So if you think that the child has given to this place, it's fine, no problem, I have accepted. And then again after a while he say, the Jit Bharti asked to the mother, what is the problem for the child? And then she told the whole story, and she said, this child will not live no more longer, I'm worried and this. And then the Jit Bharti said, don't worry, now nothing will happen to the child. But after she was brought the child into the place where there is a dhuna, the fire pit, and put the child even there. So the Jit Bharti again said, look, still there is a time, you are making more and more strong base, and the evidence that you are even if you want to have a child, you cannot have back, because right now only you are here, your husbands and your rest of the families, mother-in-law, father-in-law, nobody is here, and then it will be very difficult for all of them, and if they deny to give the child, but then this child will not live. So you don't do it more and more stronger. Finally she did not listen, because there was only one thing in her head, that the child will die. So but instead of that, if the child die, better to surrender to this place. So she took this child again outside to the samadhis, to the Bharati Maharaj, and left there for a while. And then again the Jit Bharti asked, what have you done? Why have you put the child there? And it was the same reply. After bringing here, nobody else from the family of the boys, father, grandfather, grandmothers, nobody else were knowing that it has happened such a things like this. And then she realized that while they were going, she asked to the Jit Bharti, please, you tie up some threads or some things, so that the child will remain alive and nothing will happen to the child. So the Jit Bharti, he have tied up the threads, and he have given some ashes and some things, so which will protect to the child. Through this, after the mother have taken child back to the family, but she was afraid that if nurse will tell what was happened here to the family, then it will be a trouble for her in the whole family. And the father of the boy, he was not in the village, he was in the farmhouse in the agriculture land, and then it will be a trouble that maybe mother-in-law and the father-in-law, they will give her hard times, or they will say some things. So to avoid this all happening, she took a promise from the woman who have came along with her. And that's how for a long time it was not said anything, and nobody was knowing nothing. But then there was one occasion that the father and the grandfather, they were coming for some social ceremony in the Jaisalmer, and then the Jeet Bharti was invited there also, and during that time Jeet Bharti could not go, and he promised to them for the next morning coming to there, and he also was wishing to talk with the father and the grandfather about this happening. So it was a perfect occasion, because from a long time Jeet Bharti was waiting for it. So then the next morning Jeet Bharti went to meet for this social ceremony and meeting these peoples, and in this amongst these all peoples and meetings, he have said to the grandfather that your daughter-in-law have came to my place and she have put your grandson on the gadi, and it was such a happening, and she have given your grandson to this place. Are you accepting? And then the grandfather said, well, all the childs are given by the Sadguru, so who am I to deny for it? So finally it was accepted from the grandfather, and then it was accepted from the father. Then the Jeet Bharti, he was in the last days, he was falling sick, and at that time this child was very young.
How old?
I think he was something like 2 years at that time. And then more and more the Jeet Bharti, he was being sick, and the child was grown up, and he was something like 8 or 9 year old. And during this time the child used to come with the parents to this place, spend 2-3 days and going back to the village. And as he was coming here, he touches the feet of his guru, and then he was playing all around here and going to the one another monks of one another monastery meetings and playing with him, because he was having televisions and all kind of things. So it was a kind of a great entertainment for the child, and he was enjoying very much. Then when the Jeet Bharti left his body, he was called here, because he was already decided from his gurus that he will be the next who will be taking a place of the Gadi. But then in society there are many other peoples, like all the monks or all different kind of from different sects. They have gathered in these occasions, and they have put their views that no, he is very young, and by the law there is no rules and regulation that before he become 18 he can take a place. And there was a big conspiracy, because everybody, they were willing to bring somebody from their side to possess this place, so they can have some things, profit from this place. But then somehow we have a tradition that we call it, that is the Bhat, who keeps the record of our families. For every child who born in the family and every person who dies in the family, from generation to generations. Mm-hmm. So even these kind of a Bhat, these sadhus, they have also. So when actually the Jeet Bharti went to the Haridwara, and that time when he was returned, he called to his Bhat who keeps the record, and he given the record that his names and everything, and he have been on such a days to the Haridwara and taking in a bath and coming back. And next his disciple is Bal Bharti, who is young and he is living with the parents. He will be the one who will take this place, continue. So due to this, it was cleared, and it was not given any chance to other peoples to take the place and possess the place. And that's how he got the place. But he was so young, so he cannot live here alone. So the father has to be be here and to take care for him and serve him.
His father sleeping here?
His father sleeping here.
And mother?
Mother sleeps at home, village.
Father, thank you.